Hi, good day. Today we will be talking about the equations of difference of two squares. So now I will be teaching you how to solve the equations or the expressions of the difference of two squares. Say for example we have the given expression of 64x fourth minus 4. Okay, so first thing you have to check the square root of the whole number or the real number of each terms. First step, look at the real numbers. So we have 64 and 4. And the second one, we have to find the square root of these numbers. But before that, number 2, check first the variables. The variable there is x raised to the power of 4. So therefore, you have to find the square root of the real numbers, and then you have to divide x fourth by 2. Okay, so in this case, third step, you have to simplify the square root of 64 and 4. Therefore, the square root of 64 is 8, because 8 times 8 is equals to 64. Next, you have to find the square root of 4, so which is 2, because 2 times 2 is equals 4. Fourth step, you have to make a parenthesis. Your parenthesis, if you are factoring the square of the difference of two squares, it must be negative and positive. If you notice that you are putting a sign that both are positive or both are negative, therefore you will come up into the wrong answer. And then first thing, you have to check which number has a variable. 64, okay? And then the square root of 64 is 8. Therefore, you have to write it here 8. And then 8 on the other side. Check next the variable. X fourth divided by 2, or yes, x fourth divided by x2 or squared, so it is x squared. Okay, so it must be x squared. So you have to accompany, same thing, you have to accompany the 8 and also the variable. So x squared, the same thing, x squared. Next one is to check what is the square root of this, and then you have to place it in the same thing. Well, in this part, the square root of 4 is 2. Therefore, you have to write 2 here. That's very simple. Number 5. Please simplify if your answer is correct. Therefore, using the FOIL method, 8x squared multiplied by 8x squared is equals to 64x fourth. Next, 8x squared times 2 is equals to positive 16x squared. Next, negative 2 times 8x squared is negative 16x squared. Then negative 2 multiplied by 2 is equals to negative 4. Number 6. Step 6. 64, so you have to copy here. As you can see that the number has a variable that with the same exponent is only 16x squared and negative 16x squared. Therefore, you have to copy 64x raised to the power of 4, and then 60. You have to add either minus these two expressions. Since their sign is negative, therefore you have to minus 16x squared minus 16x squared is 0. Therefore, you have to copy the real number here, which is negative 4. So therefore, as you can see, that the given equation here is 64x fourth minus 4. So therefore, this answer is correct. Okay, let's try to the example number 2. 9x raised to the power of 100 minus 16. As you can see that 9x raised to the power of 100 minus 16, then maybe you are thinking or something that this is difficult because the exponent is very big. So the same thing, you have to check the square root of the real numbers. So 9 and also 16. The square root of 9 is 3, while the square root of 16 is 4. Next, get the variable, which is x raised to the power of 100. So you have to divide it by 2. Okay, so meaning it is x raised to the power of 50. Okay, so the same thing. So what I mean is to divide, you have to divide the exponent by 2. Okay, only the exponent. So therefore, x raised to the power of 50. So when you try to factor that, so the same thing, positive and then negative, it can be interchanged, the same thing, the same answer. Therefore, you have to copy. So 9x raised to the power of 100. Therefore, it will be 3x raised to the power of 50. And this will be the same. Okay? So you will put here 3x raised to the power of 50, and here 3x raised to the power of 50. Then you will copy the 4 here, which is the whole number. 4, and then the 4. Let's try to simplify. 3x raised to the power of 50 multiplied by 3x raised to the power of 50. That is 9x raised to the power of 100. Using the FOIL method, 3x raised to the power of 50 times negative 4, that's negative 12x raised to the power of 50. Then, the inner, 4 times 3x raised to the power of 50, that is positive 12x raised to the power of 50. And then 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. As you can see that negative 12x raised to the power of 50 plus 12x raised to the power of 50, they are equal to 0. So when you add this negative 12x raised to the power of 50 plus 12x raised to the power of 50, their answer is 0. So therefore, the remaining number here is 9x and negative 16. So let's try to rewrite 9x raised to the power of 100 and then minus 16. Let's check. So therefore, since the given equation here is 9x raised to the power of 100 minus 16, and then the answer here is 3x raised to the power of 50 plus 4, and then 3x raised to the power of 50 minus 4. Therefore, this answer is correct. Okay? So if you are confused with the equation, particularly the difference of two squares, Please watch this video and look at the example so that you can learn something. And you can apply this in your mathematics in your grade 8. This topic is particularly discussed in grade 8, lecture 1. My next video, you can also learn how to simplify or how to divide the complex numbers. Please hit like, share, and subscribe. Please support my video so that I will make more tutorials on how to solve mathematics, particularly in algebra. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Hope you learn.